Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little beautifuls out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously. So what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So it's 4:54 p.m. In our old England Mads Little Babies on the 11th of June 2026. Okay, Mads Little Babies, and yeah. So, how's the weather been, Mads Little Babies? Well, it's been peeing down all day. There was only a short slot where I could take my beautiful dear little Ruby Tuesday out, because my beautiful dear little Maisie Moo and Auntie Carla's beautiful dear little Chinny, they never wanted to do the walk round, you know what I mean? So it's only myself and little Rubes, you see what I mean? Where it stopped raining. But for most of the day, it's been pissing down. Okay, Martish, this is not good, is it? My delicious babies, it's not good at all. Anyway, I've got a lot on my table today, my delicious babies, yes. You know, I really felt like bringing in my coffee. In fact, I'm going to do it. But I'm going to show you my coffee jar, because I have, coffee, sugar and tea. If you look at the average household in our old England, my delicious babies, you'll usually find it's tea, sugar, coffee. So coffee always comes last, my delicious babies. Now, if I was to take notice of everything the ones that say about tea, coffee, about everything now, because let's just get to the point. We're being effing poisoned. There we are, left, right and centre, isn't it? So if I was to listen to everything now, well, I'd never drink tea. I'd never drink coffee. I'd never, if I knew you were coming out to bake a cake, how'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? I'd never do that. I'd never cook my beautiful savoury food. I'd never do anything, mind you. My beautiful little cakes, there we are, turn out actually, there we are, really beautiful. It's the way that you do it. You know what I mean, Mads, baby. So whenever I'm cooking, whether it's savoury, and it appears in the past couple of months, sweet, that it's the way that you do it. So if you do it with love, I've said this for decades, if you cook with love, okay, and you're smiling and you're enjoying it because you know that whoever you're cooking for, two ways, okay, my delicious babies, because whoever you're doing that for, whether it's just for yourself or whether it could be for 7 others, you know what I mean, my delicious babies. So the fact of the matter is that as long as you're doing that, there we are, it always turns out grand. You know what I mean, my delicious babies, yeah. Old-fashioned Irish saying is, if you talk to a true Irishman or true woman now, and we're going back decades ago, they wouldn't say, oh, that's lovely. They'd say, that's grand, that's grand. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you some things now then, my delicious babies, but then I'm going to have to put you on pause because I need to remove these so that I can speak clearly, because there's an awful lot going on. Okay, my delicious babies, so let's begin. Where do I begin? Okay, Shirley Bassey, wasn't she? I haven't sang Shirley Bassey for quite a long time. Now then, my delicious babies, so let's go on to the first thing. I've got so many. If you could see what's on my table right now, my delicious babies, there's so much on my table. Not this table, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? This is another table. Okay, my delicious babies, so I've got here, oh, look at this, so heavy. When I went to the shop today, I went up to my local shopping centre, my delicious babies. I'd spent, what is it, over 155, ka-ching, ching, 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 in Waitrose, my delicious babies, and guess what they missed out? They only missed out the flipping lambs. So I managed to get everything else that I wanted. Well, to be honest with you, I never really wanted the green and blacks cocoa powder, but anyway, that is all that was available. The time before was, good to cook or whatever, you know what I mean? Mart's little babies, you know what I mean? And I never wanted that either, but anyway, you have to get a substitute. But on this occasion, Mart's little babies, well, it appears that everything else turned up with scales, from John Lewis. Yeah, they turned up. All right. And then the smaller, which I'm going to show you very shortly, my Irish babies, I'm going to explain something to you now. There we are, very nicely and very good. Okay, another Irish saying, my Irish babies. Now then, so I went up to my local shopping centre, my Irish babies, and anyway, they were selling 6 lambs for one squid. So I says, you know what? I said, I'm going to have you. So they said, would you like a bag? I said, I'll like a bag, please, and thank you. There we are. Because I was brought up with good manners, you know what I mean? Anyway, but for others, it's a bit bitter with a lemon, isn't it? Anyway, my delicious babies, so I managed to get 6 lambs, which just down the road from myself, I'm talking just past the little bushes, my delicious babies, my beautiful little fern tree. They're all just so beautiful. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to them all, okay? And my beautiful dear little fern tree, I've never ever seen that before. There happened to be 2, these electric bikes. Now, when I asked somebody the other day, was it last week? I think it was Chinese. He was looking at them, right outside Kirby. Anyway, my little babies, and I said, oh, can I just please ask? I said, out of curiosity, I said, how much do these cost? And apparently you have to have this little app, because these little bikes have a little basket on top, so it means that you can go shopping. Sort of reminds you of, this is nothing against anybody who has mobility problems or issues. I do not mean it that way. But it sort of reminds you of that, doesn't it? It's like a motorbike with a basket on it. Anyway, so according to what he told me now, my Irish babies, this was 6 squids, ka-ching, ching, 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 for an hour. So you can ride around for an hour. I suppose you can fill your basket, whatever you want to do. Or if not, you can just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. But it appears that what actually happened down there is that, these 2 bikes, they just crashed. I do not mean into each other. It's just that one was standing and the other one was lying down. Okay, Martish babies, if you look at the side of it, it says lamb. Funny that, isn't it, Martish babies? So when we go back to everything that I received in my Waitrose, the one thing now that I never received was my lambs. Okay, Martish babies, just thought I'd mention that, yes. Anyway, so let's get into this, shall we? So these are all my tomatoes. There's a lot of tomatoes, isn't there? Now, I remember talking about, that's very heavy actually, it is heavy. Okay, my Irish babies. He's my brother. You know what I mean? Probably try Italia and China. Okay, my Irish babies, yes. He's my brother. Maybe, stick a bit of France in there. Nothing against anyone, my Irish babies. I'm just pointing out how heavy this is. Now then, so if you want to know how heavy this is, my Irish babies, so let's rewind back to this little fruit and veg shop now. After I bought my 3 pairs of flip-flops, okay, my Irish babies, which I got for, what was it, 21, ching, 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 21 squid something, 7, 14, 21, yeah. Obviously you've got to add on the carrier bag. Now, out of anywhere, my Irish babies, and I do not give a figura's F what anyone tells myself. I couldn't give a figura's F. You know, when these ones want all these expensive and super duper names and all this shat. I do not operate that way. Didn't even need to stumble there. I do not operate that way, my little babies. I go for my comfort. They're pretty, they're sweet, and I go for my comfort. And they cost me seven, ka-ching, ching, 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 pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change. So I bought three. I bought two black pairs, you know, with the little sparkles, and I bought a white pair. Okay, I'm not going to get it out now, but anyway, and I go to the same place every time, which is Shoe Zone. And I pointed out to the dear woman in there now, who, you know, because it was rather empty, because really, if you look at it, it was quite empty up there in the shopping centre, you know, with all of the boarded up and all of the glass buildings that are empty, Martin, babies. Well, and I pointed out, I said, all of these pairs of shoes now and everything. I said, who's had to be enslaved, I said, to make these shoes. You see, of course, I can get very deep into things, you know what I mean, when really all that somebody wants to do, they're there for a job, so they're employed, bless their beautiful dear little souls, not in that way, not in that way, and all they really want to do is just sell, ka-ching, ching, ching, you know what I mean? So I thought, well, why go in for one when I could go and get three? That isn't curding, my delicious babies, yeah. So let's get back to the tomatoes now, the tomatoes. Well, I've got here 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. You see, the main ingredients, my dish babies, and what's happened is I've lost the flipping video, haven't I? To the one to do with precision. But it doesn't matter, because I've got a large blender and that's not going to do the job. I need a little one. So I've ordered from Argos a little, you know, one of these little blenders. You know, you can really just do that. And I've ordered like a little chopper. You know what I mean, Mards, babies. So that means that if one's out there, Mards, babies, want to make your own onion powder, your own garlic powder, your own, you know, whatever you want to do, powder. Well, one of these, another meaning to what this item is a grinder. Yeah, we see a lot of grinder, don't we, Mads? Babies, there's been a lot of, very sadly, problems with grinder. You know what I mean, Mads? Babies, yes. Yeah. But these are the two main ingredients. Now, the thing is this, is that it doesn't require hands. Hands, you know, it's German, isn't it? You see, so what I'm going to do, I've been saving up my containers. So you got chilies and you got tomatoes. Okay, Mardish babies, which get shipped all over the world. Do you know what I mean? How many come from where I've just mentioned? Or even England? Because they usually come from, this is so heavy. Oh, one's dropped out. China. You see what I mean, Mardish babies, yeah? So much plastic. But never mind. I've got me humble spud. And mine are still growing with the leaves on them. And you know my beautiful, delicious little Ruby Tuesday, you know, when she's walking past me little celery, because she's still growing, she goes and has a nibble at the leaves. You know what I mean, Martin? Baby's always excellent. Because our beautiful little babies, when my beautiful little Rubes is walking round, you know, because of the food situation, the water situation, my delicious babies, is not always good for one's digestion. So she's looking for little plants that she can have a nibble on, which are going to help her digestion, and it's going to help her. So it doesn't matter what I do to do the right thing, my delicious babies. It appears that my beautiful little Ruby Tuesdays needing to chew on something else. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, and one of those is celery leaves. Okay? It's so beautiful with our beautiful little babies who we call our sons and daughters. They always look for something, okay, which is going to help them. In other words, there we are, a natural medicine. Okay, Martish babies. Imagine man and woman now, little babies, if they crawled on their hands and knees and went along the curbs or went into gardens or went into wild gardens and they were all just searching just for that medicine. There we are, Martish babies. Do you follow me? Yes. I love the humble spud. It's never done myself any harm. And when they turn around and say, because maybe some are juggling plates right now, what is it? Dunno, dunno. This one's a dunno. Martin babies. I remember not so long ago when I sent some cake up to a beautiful little family now then, one of my little bit larger than this dunno plates. Only really cheap. You can get a set for 12, ka-ching, ching, ching, ching. That's not good in Martin babies. But unfortunately, she misplaced my little plate, a little bit larger than that. So what she then did, she sent me a larger Dunelm plate. So mine was like this, and then she sent me a larger one. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Yes. But you see, from when I was a wee young little lass, little bairn now, is that a spying glass? From when I was a wee young lass, my delicious babies, the thing that one used to do is when you're boiling spuds, is scoop the starch out. But there we are. That's the wrong thing that you should do. Okay, because there we are. It's that very starch. Okay, my delicious babies, the foam that does the magic. It's magic. So I do not give a fiddler's F, quite frankly, what anybody tells myself. I go with, there we are, what my beautiful dear spirit guide gives me. Now then, it's all about measuring, isn't it? It's measurements. This is a really old, look how old this is, Martish, but it's a very old tape measure. Look how old that is. It's black and green, look at that. Look, it was given to me. This was given to me many years ago, Martish baby. So what does it go? It goes in inches, it goes in feet. Yeah, I've got to order some teal curtains, for my lounge. I personally like it like this, where it's quite bare. There we are. I really, really genuinely do. Because I just feel that for mankind, there we are, there's too much clutter. Okay, Martin, babies anyway, but I suppose, I've got to do that, for when my landslide is done, when I can rock and roll and start my readings again. There we are, Martin, babies, I suppose one's got to come in and I suppose see some sort of vibrant colours, you know what I mean? Now then, let's get to this, my delicious baby. So, what we got? Original source. Now, I suppose if I went up to my local shopping centre, that would probably cost about 140, something like this. Well, of course, in Waitrose, it cost me 170. And this is a zesty lemon and tea tree, my delicious babies, which, by the way, tea tree, there we are, over decades, there we are, does wonderful things. Now then, Martish babies, but ones have to remember the tape measure. You see what I mean? Because with the tape measure, you say, like, I've got to go and get 3-footer fences. Martish babies, now I've already ordered the paints. So you're all going to see it, Martish babies, and this week I shall be ordering my fences, 3 of them. Okay, my delicious babies, because you see the tall ones, they just look stupid. So when you look at how the concrete is put in, it's only 3 foot. You see, but if you look at the concrete that was put at the bottom, it makes it look like 4 foot. So for myself, rather than something now looking stupid, which we do not like that word, my delicious babies, but we seem to see a lot of stupidity in the world, don't we, ma? There we are, delicious babies, yeah. You see, I just thought knock it back down a notch, you know what I mean? Or two or three. Nearly went then. Next one, my delicious babies, let's look at cornflower. Ooh. Let's take a look at this, my delicious babies, yeah. Let's open it up. Looks very white, doesn't it? My delicious babies looks very white. Yeah. Cornflour's very good for thickening up stews, soups, you know. But of course, I suppose ones in the world, I suppose that they see other white substances, my delicious babies, but it's certainly not cornflour. Okay, my delicious babies, now let's go on to something else, shall we? We've got the cap again, my delicious babies. We've got panko breadcrumbs, yeah. See, you can do, let's just say, prawns in panko breadcrumbs, or you could, I don't know, I suppose for some, because this is mighty pricey. So for such a little box, my delicious babies, this is what you receive. So you don't get a lot, just a little bit. I've just had a little bit out of there, my delicious babies. So you don't get a lot for a small box, you know. Okay, my delicious babies. So, you know, but you can have fish in panko breadcrumbs. I usually do it in cod. My delicious babies, which by the way has cost myself £12.50 for 5 pieces of decent cod in Waitrose, my delicious babies, okay. I popped over to hop, skip and a jump over to the town centre, my delicious babies, and I popped into Arslan just to be sociable, I just thought, you know, my lovely, not in that way, and my lovely taxi driver was very kind enough to wait for myself, you know what I mean? Very patient, you see. The old breadcrumbs. And, you know, I looked at the cod there. What was it? 7 squids. Ching, 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 ching. But it's nowhere near the quality of the Waitrose one. You see what I mean? So instead, I picked up some prawns. I picked up some tuna. You know, the chunks of tuna. Comes in a triangle, my delicious babies. So they decide when they cut it up for it to look like a triangle. You know what I mean? My delicious babies, yes. And what else? I pick up some salmon. Okay, my delicious babies. Well, that's very good because I could do some nice sweet stuff with that. You know, chili and everything, chili it up and, you know, with some honey and everything like that. Now then, you know what I mean? Be rocking and a rolling, bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean? I do not need to go to a restaurant or anything because I can. There we are. Do it myself. There we are. More than capable. And plus the fact, my dish babies, there we are. It'll taste 1,000 times. There we are. Better. You know what I mean? Because I get it how I want it. So what I mean, my dish babies, yeah. Which reminds me of the orange. Yeah, let's give it a good squeeze. You see, I love the orange, you know, my dish babies. I absolutely adore the orange. Oh, look at that. Nearly slipped through my fingers, my dish babies. But never mind. I'm still holding her. Okay, my dish baby, so what would I like to do with my orange? Oh, give it a good squeeze, a real good squeeze. You know what I mean, my delicious babies, and of course maybe have a little drink of it. Okay, my delicious babies now then. But of course, if we go back to this really heavy bag of tomatoes now, and all of these chilies, they're not as heavy, but they're getting there, my delicious babies. The one thing really that none of this will have in it, I try my best, but what can I do? Is colouring. That's 4.0, isn't it? Earlier. So I try my best not to put any colouring in this tomato sauce, my delicious babies, okay? It's meant to be, there we are, to the best of my ability, there we are, as natural as possible. You know, like when you have burgers, I actually bought some gherkins. They cost me over 3 squids. Ching, 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 because I love a gherkin or two. But if you're going to put it on a burger, well, here's all your sauce. Real sauce, my delicious babies, as best as we can get it, because we know that the little effers now poisoning us left, right, and centre, isn't it? Yes, but of course, you know they hijacked the Himalayan, didn't they? My delicious babies, so they hijacked, you know, the pink salt. But of course, you know, you've always got these tiny. I think it's what is it, £1 odd, 70 or something. You've always got the black pepper in Waitrose, which of course, you know, I could get a black pepper like that, which will probably cost me 1.69, but it's very hard to get hold of in Aldi. And of course, you know, with the salt. So, you know, there's so much to talk about, isn't there, Martish, baby? So look at that. Yes. So I'm just going to put you on pause, my delicious babies, while I, you know, just clear my table. Won't be a moment. Please and thank you. I'm sorry about that, my delicious babies. I just need to clear everything. But the thing is, you see, I bought some, I was umming and ahhing, you know, because it's rather pricey, you know, Waitrose, you know. And I thought, well, I'm going up to the town centre today. And I thought, well, you know, shall I just go and get my kitchen roll from there? And I thought, oh no, bite the bullet. Just a figure of speech, my dish bags. I thought, just add it on to my shopping. So that's what I did. And of course, you know, you got plenty. Plenty. I remember when this plenty was a lot smaller, probably about this. Let's get the tape measure out again, shall we? I remember when it was a lot. Let's just measure that. I'm really shit at maths, smartish babies, but let's just measure it, shall we? So what do we got? Yeah, this is just under 1 foot. Okay, smartish babies. But what happened was is that over time it's become longer and longer. You know what I mean, smartish babies? Yes. So of course, what happens? You end up with plenty of them, don't you, smartish babies? Anyway. Then let's go on to this, smartish babies. So I ordered out of Waitrose a baking tin. Now this is it's one of those flipping, you know what I mean? So what happens is you just, oh, there we are. See what I mean, Martish babies, yeah? It's one of those, you know. You see, because of the weight of it, if I throw it now, Martish babies, well, the thing is it's not going to come back to myself. It's called a frisbee. Um, but of course, if you have something lighter and maybe with a different material, however it's made, it'll just what's that song? Rubber ball, come bouncing back to you. So yeah, so you got that. Now then, guess how much it cost me, Martish baby? She's never going to believe this. That size in Waitrose, Martish babies, cost myself. Let's just seal it now, if I can seal it. There we are. It's sealed again. Martish babies. And plus, you know, they sort of took the liberty of leaving, you know, where they've just taken it off the hanger. You know what I mean? Martish babies, yes. That cost me, I think it was 9 squids, not coding. So when I went up to now my little shopping centre, Martish babies, and I was actually looking for other things because I needed some Silk Bang bleach and shine. Anyway, I couldn't get that. I could get a lot of the mould stuff to get the mould off, but I couldn't get the bleach and shine, so I had to go for the flash bleach for my bathroom Ardlish babies, because with myself, I do happen to love the smell. Like the swimming baths, Ardlish babies. It's just that smell, isn't it? It's like that smell of bleach. I do happen to like that Martish babies, you know what I mean? So I'll give it a good scrub the weekend. But I just love the smell when you walk into the bathroom. It's nothing about like it's smelling sweet. I want it to smell of bleach. You know what I mean? Martish babies, yeah. So while I was up at the shopping centre, Martish babies, so what did I find? In the pound shop, which of course it used to be, everything was a ching, a squid. But of course, over years now, my little babies, one squid, ka-ching, turned into three, four, five, six, seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, come on, baby, say you love me 5, 6, 7 times. Cat's just gone past. Okay, my little babies. So, what did I get this for? Now, let's just take a look. The only difference is that this has lots of dots. But it still functions the same. There we are. It's just lighter. It's just got lots of dots. Okay, my babies, let's try and seal this, shall we? There we go. We sealed it. This is slightly heavier and this is slightly lighter. I'll probably need to get my John Lewis scales out, which are a clear colour. I think they were about 9 or 10, 10 squids. Okay, my delicious babies, the fact of the matter is, what am I saying? So you got a little and you got a large. Now, one was quite happy to leave the hanger off, and the other one just had to insist on leaving the hanger on. You see what I mean, my delicious babies? But guess how much that cost me? Please take a very close look. Do any of these look any different to yourselves? £9 and £3. Did you just hear what I've just said? There we are, my delicious babies, okay? So, 3, reverse it, and 9. Now, I also bought organic onions, because that's another ingredient to the tomato sauce, the homemade tomato sauce, not Heinz. My delicious babies, okay? Yes. Organic. So I went up to the local shopping centre. I said, how much for that bag of, while I was in this, fruit and veg shop? I said, how much please? I said, for that bag of onions now. He said, 130. I said, okay, yes please, I'll take it and thank you. In a Waitrose, because I ordered brown onion and red onion, what was it, £1.70 each. They're nowhere near the size my dish bags, and apparently they're organic. The thing is, I've got nothing across my shoulders telling me it's organic. Okay, my dish babies. So when you look at what's been bought from up the road now, then to what's been bought somewhere else, well, oh, by the way, my dish babies, Waitrose. I was actually talking to this dear cashier, bless her, in Poundland today. And she said, oh, and I said, well, I bought one of these. I said, I was telling you about this. And I said, I bought one of these, a lot smaller. I said, for 9 squids. I said, I've just got this for 3. She said, where's the nearest Waitrose? And I said, they've closed a lot of them down. I said, the nearest one is Litchfield. Look at that, Marge, babies, look at that. Yes. Anyway, so I just want to tell you something. So, okay. Oh, I'm not going to put that. I'm just going to make sure that's covered. So I need to renew my driving licence, my little babies, because what I'm going to do, whilst my landslide's been organised, my little babies, so very many blessings and love, okay? for my tarot reading, house cleansings, qualified angelic healing, and so forth. In between this, as I do not drive at the moment, mad babies, because my beauty, little beauty, hot and so got wrote off, and that was going into my bleeding job, mad babies, flipping metal come out off the flipping floor, my car just flipping went boom. Do you know what I mean, mad babies? Yes, okay, flipping oil peeing out of that, right, mad babies. Anyway, soon drained down now, with the metal coming up. You know what I mean, mad babies. Anyway, fast forward. So I thought, okay, so I need to, I used to love doing the parcels, Mardish. I really love doing the parcels, you know what I mean? Because just a figure of speech, Mardish, babe, it's just an old-fashioned saying, decades old. I do not get any GBH the year roll. I get plenty of exercise in and out flipping van. I can just go to me dear, delicious little customers, not in that way, not in that way. And everything will be hunky-dory tickety-boo, you know what I mean? You just get on with your job. You can stop, start whenever you want. You know what I mean? If you want to pop into a shop, go and get yourself a water or whatever, lemon preferably for many, mind you. If you can boil some plain water, delicious babies, then chop up some lemon, pop that through the old hole. You know what I mean? Delicious babies, and then let it to cool, and then pop it in the freezer 45 minutes, you know what I mean? It's excellent for the body, especially for hangovers, martish babies. Me personally, I do not suffer hangovers. I haven't for decades. Takes a lot for myself to feel really rough. You know what I mean, martish babies? So yeah, so the fact of the matter is, martish babies, so that's that. Anyway, so I've got to sort this out today now then. And finally, my delicious babies, I'd really look at this channel, my delicious babies. What does he have? Is it 35.3 thousand subscribers? Yeah, everybody will know who he is. I actually, there we are, used to see him on BitChute. Okay, there we are, my delicious babies, many, many, many years ago now. But the fact of the matter is, there we are, yes, I did. Okay, but I never really, it's not that I never paid attention, it's just I was looking at so many different things, so many different videos, my delicious babies. Anyway, turns out that he's on YouTube, which of course many will know, especially the alternative media, yeah. But of course there's only very few alternative media, yes, who actually give this uploader man, and with anybody not in that way credit. There's not very many. Of course, we all know that our lovely, not in that way, our lovely dear davidark.com, yeah, he gave him credit. Yes, he did. Okay, my delicious babies, and thank you for that. Our lovely dear David Ark. Bless your beautiful dear little soul, not in that way. Yes. So, what you'd be looking for, my delicious baby, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, is geopolitics and a curly hand, because it comes two ways, my delicious babies. You know what I mean? You could have AND, or you could have the curly one, just like the at. It's curly, isn't it? You could have an A, you could have an A, or you can have an A. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Remember that we're all beautiful little angels, my delicious little babies, okay? And what we are doing right now, there we are, is sorting the wheat from the chaff. Or the wheat from the sheet. Okay, my delicious babies, doesn't take long to do that, does it, my delicious babies? No. Geopolitics, let's get back to the matter in hand. And capital E, empire. Yes. Been many empires over the years, haven't there, my delicious babies? Yes. Anyway, getting back to this, I'd look at a video going back, say, a month ago, my delicious babies, because when I look at myself, it was really fascinating, because now I'm going to close my book. That's the only video, channel, rather, that I'd like to advertise for today. Because when I look back, you see, I'm subscribed to, say, UK column. And usually, in the subscribe, they always send you, whether it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they always send you, okay? But twice now. And yesterday evening was one of them. Yes, UK Colin. Where they sent me like a latest video. Now, I remember many years back, Mardish Babies at another channel. I could say, but I'm not going to. Also did it. So out of the blue, they sent myself a different video, you know what I mean? And of course, that really it effed everything up, man. You know what I mean, Mardish Babies? Because of course, you know, once you got something in your noddle, there we are, that's it, isn't it? Okay, Mardish look babies, yes. So I wonder, well, why would somebody do this? Why would somebody want to send a particular, there we are, video? So with myself, my delicious babies, I have a very strong habit. There we are. And everybody knows, all my neighbours know, upstairs, across the way, I'd say downstairs, mind you, that's only for the ones who want to go into the bunkers when they find themselves fucking out there, when everybody's coming after them. There we are. Isn't it? Yes. Yes. Right? You know, but let's just say upstairs, downstairs, across the way. All of my beautiful dear little neighbours now then, there we are, they all know what I'm like. Everybody knows, you know, I talk to us. You say you're talking to yourself. It's the best common damn sense, there we are, that I could ever make to me damn self, isn't it? Yet they'll turn around and say, well, it's the sign of madness if you talk to your damn self. No, it isn't. It's quite the opposite. I was just about to swear then, Martin, by this chaos slipped up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Couldn't figure this book anyway. The fact of the matter is, Martin, I was really on one yesterday evening. There we are. I really fucking was. And now I am swearing. Because I do things as a hobby, isn't it? Isn't it? So whoever I feel is good, or I feel it's a good channel for somebody to listen to, isn't it? I will always advertise them. But of course, when I look at myself that I've been spied on for whatever a fucking clock now then, right? And there we are, they're all in on the fucking game. And worse still is that they're fucking laughing about what I do. Take a fucking damn look at all of yourselves. I'm looking at you for what you're fucking doing to get your change, isn't it? Pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change. Ka-ching, ching, 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 ching. Isn't it now? So from what I said yesterday evening when I was talking out loud and I was really on one, I was vexed, right? Is nothing now that I cannot say in my camera today. And I did say, I was going to say it today. So don't take me for a fucking fool now then. And that is the thing, see, when one seems to think now then that the shit doesn't stink, isn't it? Don't play fucking games with myself. Wrong move. So as much as I love and enjoy listening to different channels, I actually have a very strong feeling now I'm not really going to be advertising as many. But I did it to my heart, to my genuine heart. And then this is what I receive. Spying, all different fucking uploaders, alternative media, taking a fucking piss out of myself. Look at your fucking damn selves, isn't it? There we are, before you fucking take the piss out of myself. Isn't it? Because very soon, there we are, not going to take too long. There we are, you're going to get old-fashioned Jamaican saying, there we are, what the duck fucking give you. Isn't it? There we are, for taking the piss. You should never take the piss, isn't it? And I'm sticking up for any other uploader or any other dear, poor, beautiful, dear little soul. Not in that way, not in that way. Who them too have had to put up with my shit, what I've had to put up with for years, fucking been spied on, right? That they've been fucking spied on. I feel very fucking sorry for, there we are, for them as well. Okay? All for your, there we are, own fucking ends. And yes, I have known for, there we are, I have known for a very long time now then, so don't fucking take the piss out of myself. So anything that I was running my trap off last night, yesterday evening, in my own home, isn't it? Don't think I cannot say it on my camera. And I made sure to my beautiful dear creator now then, isn't it? And my beautiful dear little angels now. There we are. My beautiful dear little spirit guards now, isn't it? That I make sure that I say what I'm done saying. Don't fuck with myself. Wrong move. And I couldn't give a fiddler's fuck who's behind you, MI6, whoever fucking else. I couldn't give a fiddler's fuck. Because at the end of the day, when I've done things now then, there we are, out to my own heart, not for any other reason, but just if I listen to videos and see them as being very helpful, very useful, they can help others. And then this is the repayment, there we are, that I receive, isn't it? Fuck off nicely, get on your back and pedal fast, you piece of fucking shit. There we are, you piece of fucking shit. Because that's all you fucking are, right? Don't fucking play games with myself. And actually, to do yourself a favour, don't send me any fucking extra or different. I consider fucking game. There we are, the game. Ding, ding, dong, 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 dong. That you're not liking what I'm chatting about, isn't it? You're not like the chatty, isn't it? Wind your fucking neck in, man. Get a fucking checkup from the fucking neck up, isn't it? You think you can take me for a fucking CUNT? Guess what? I'm fucking useful, isn't it? Are you useful? Or are you going to be a useful lackey? There we are for somebody else now, isn't he? Little bitch. Slap my ass, slap my ass. Okay. So I'm not talking to you, Martish, but anyway, my videos never get out, but there's always someone seeing, there's always someone hearing. You see, I could have just went and got, like I said earlier, my little coffee, and I could have chucked it in my eye, isn't it? Right, I don't chuck it in my eye because it's not going to do my eye any good, is it? But do I believe that coffee is a good thing to have a sip of, or tea, or anything, green tea, whatever it is? It was only so many years ago now, what we were doing, everything was much green. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not talking about the coffee from the video that I heard this morning. I'm not talking about that, far from it. I'm fucking talking about is taking, there we are, the fucking damn piss out of myself. And when all you fucking uploaders now, there we are taking the piss out of myself. What's the matter with you? So I live my life, there we are, I do what I do, isn't it? I'm not hurting anybody. Okay? But you live your life now then, isn't it? And then you come on, there we are, the fucking pretense of anything, and it's not just one fucking uploader, it's fucking a number of them, because there we are, I've been fucking clocking you long time. There we are, I fucking have. Right, so don't take the fucking piss out of myself, there we are, do you fucking understand me now? I might be a single woman on my own, isn't it? And you seem to think now then that you're big fucking men, isn't it? You're big men and you're sucking the fucking ass of somebody else. There we are, all up my fucking spine, so don't fuck with myself, right? From this moment on, isn't it? Do not send me any extra video, no? And the reason why I tell you this is because there we are, your day is coming, because your day is coming. There we are, okay? Don't fuck with me. Wrong, there we are, wrong move to do that. There we are, believe me on that one. Right, when I'm nice, I'm nice. But take the piss and just like this now. There we are, I can fucking deal with you my own way, isn't it? I do not need anybody around myself like the fucking rest of you. There we are, to fucking do any job, isn't it? Follow me? So I'm not talking to you, my little babies, okay? I'm just letting everybody know. There we are, very nicely. To who you fucking all are. Carry on taking the piss, isn't it? I bet you wish you, there we are, could do fucking half of what I do. isn't it? Can you size a ring and solder a chain? Do you know a lot about diamond, ruby, emerald, whatever a stone? Do you know much about that? What do you know? Come on, come back to me. Chat, 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 chat. Let's chat business, isn't it? Because you fucking cannot. Don't fucking take the piss out of myself. Now then, for the rest of you little babies, thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, for the occasional comments. I'm not shouting at you, little babies, but let me tell ya, there we are. I'm done fucking having these fucking trying to piss around with myself. There we are, trying to piss around with myself. Okay, because guess what? Just like a bag of chips, I'll piss all over you, isn't there we are? I'll piss all over you. There we are. And then you soon fucking know, isn't it? And I couldn't give a fiddler's fuck who you are and who you fucking connected to. Couldn't give a shit. Okay, and I suppose I've never given a shit before, so I ain't gonna give a shit now. So wherever you are in the world, my delicious babies, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families all be fully protected. And how I love you so. You're so super duper wonderful, super duper delish. And how I love you so. Thank you so very much for listening. But no, I'm not saying this to you, my artist babies. I know, there we are, that my video gets out. Let it get out fucking good. There we are, fucking good. Okay, there we are, because then we're all fucking rocking and rolling. You know your place, isn't it? And I'll carry on doing what I'm doing. Right? But until that time, fuck off nicely, because you're little bitches, isn't it? You're fucking bought to your fucking hole, isn't it? Love you all. Take care. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.